Hello friends, and thank you for joining me for Pilates today. We'll be doing a 30-minute full body beginning to intermediate level Pilates class on the mat. You won't need any props, just your body and a comfortable mat on the floor. We'll begin laying on our backs. Step your feet so that they're about 2 to 3 inches apart in line with your sit bones. Your knees should be about the same, about fist width apart. Find a neutral pelvis. This means your hip bones and pubic bone will be on the same level, and there will be a little bit of a space underneath your lower back. Bring your arms by your sides. Press your arms gently into the floor to engage through your triceps. Sink your ribs down towards the floor. We'll exhale and imprint the low back into the mat, and inhale, come back to neutral. Exhaling, imprinting, and inhaling, neutral. Just a few more like this. As you do your abdominal work, you're welcome to keep a neutral pelvis. That's what we work towards. But if you tend to work into your lower back, please feel free to make a small tilt of your pelvis, bringing your low back closer to the floor when your head and chest are lowered down. We'll build on this movement. Inhaling, coming to neutral. Exhale, imprint your lower back into the mat. Tuck your pelvis and begin to roll up, one vertebrae at a time into a bridge. Long line at the top. Check with your knees. Make sure they're still in line with your hips, so keep those inner thighs engaged. Exhale, roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. Roll through your lower back and come back to a neutral pelvis. Exhale, imprint your lower back, tuck your pelvis, roll up one vertebrae at a time, drawing your knees away from you, drawing them forward to access your hamstrings. Inhale, long body. Exhale, roll down, one vertebrae at a time. We'll do a few more here. This is about abdominal control, so we're working the abs to roll up one vertebrae at a time. And we're using the hamstrings to help support the body and to lengthen. We'll do 2 more here. Imprinting the low back, rolling up, rolling through each vertebrae. Nice long line, softening the ribs at the top. Exhale, roll back down. Last one. Inhaling at neutral, exhaling, imprinting, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Inhaling and exhaling, rolling down, moving with your breath. Find your neutral pelvis once you get to the mat. Engage the muscles in your low belly, making sure that those hip bones and pubic bone are on the same level and there is space underneath your lower back. Now, exhale, lift your right leg to tabletop. Inhale, lower your leg down, moving the leg from the hip. Exhale, lift it back up. Use your low abs to keep the pelvis stable. Try not to let your knee joint move so it keeps that nice 90-degree angle throughout the movement. Each time you lift your leg, draw in from your belly button all the way over to the obliques. So try to lift your leg almost as though you were using your abdominals to lift it. Hopefully this will keep some of the work out of those superficial hip flexors and will access the psoas, deeper hip flexors. Let's do one more on this side, and then set your right foot down and switch legs. Exhale, your left leg comes up to tabletop. Inhale, lowering it down. Exhaling, lifting. Our focus is on the lower abdominals for stability here, so don't let your pelvis move at all as your leg lifts and lowers. Bringing the attention to the left side of the belly now, drawing in from the belly button out to the left obliques, trying to use those abdominals to lift the leg. We'll do 2 and 1 more here. Bring your leg up to tabletop. Bring the other one up to join it and squeeze your knees and feet together. Bring your arms out to a T. Palms are up towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades are heavy into the floor. Your knees should stay either squeezing together or just parallel to one another if your knees don't touch. We inhale and bring the legs to the right, lifting the left side of the pelvis. Exhale, tilt your pelvis, bringing your left lower back towards the floor to bring your legs up to center. And then inhale, rotate the legs to the left, lifting the right side of the pelvis. Exhale, bring your legs back up to center. We'll keep this going. Our focus is on the obliques and working control of rotation in the lower body. So we're rotating from the waist, the pelvis, the legs move as one unit. Keep your shoulder blades on the ground throughout the movement. So don't let them lift as you rotate in the lower body. Focus the work in your obliques. Let's do one more on each side. Come to center, set your feet down one at a time, keeping your feet that 2 to 3 inches apart, knees 2 to 3 inches apart. Hands come behind your head. Interlace your fingers so that your fingers are completely interlaced, and you can create a little cradle for your head. We'll draw the front of the rib cage together, sinking the ribs to the floor, drawing your belly in towards your spine. Sink your tailbone down towards the floor to create a neutral pelvis. The elbows are in the periphery vision. We'll exhale and lift the head and chest, coming up to the bottom of the shoulder blades. Inhale, hold, get a little bit deeper, a little bit higher, and then exhale, lower back down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, lift your head and chest. Inhale, drawing the belly in, lifting a little bit higher, exhaling, lowering down. Keeping this going, really working your abdominal muscles, keeping your pelvis stable. Try not to move your pelvis as you lift your head and chest. We'll do 3 more here, really working the abdominal muscles, working stability in the pelvis and the torso. And 1 more, please. Lower down, check in with your body. Make sure that the pelvis is still neutral. Your hands are still cradling your head. Soften your ribs down towards the floor. We'll add rotation to that last movement. Exhale, lift your head and chest. Inhale, keep your lift. Exhale, add a small rotation to the upper body. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, rotate the other direction. Inhale, center. Exhale, small rotation. Inhale, center. Exhale, small rotation. As you rotate your upper body, your pelvis should not move. It should not wiggle side to side. Using your breath. At center, your gaze is just touch your knees, and then we bring the gaze just to the outside of the thighs, rotating the upper body from the rib cage, and then coming to center and rotating the other way. Move with precision and control, working the oblique abdominals, keeping the chin slightly off the chest. Let's do 1 more on each side here. When that's complete, come to center and lower down. We'll bring the arms back by the sides. Step the feet in just a tiny bit. They should be just a little bit outside of your knees. We'll press the arms into the floor. Exhale, imprint your low back into the mat. Tuck your pelvis. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Long bridge at the top. Lift up from the bottom of your booty. Little pulses lifting up, up, up. Hold your lift. Keep your pelvis level as you do these little pulses. Try not to let one hip bone drop below the other. And try to work through your hamstrings, working your glutes and the hamstrings to do these little pulsations up, up, up. We'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift and hold. Exhale, roll down. 1 vertebrae at a time, coming back down onto your mat. Finding a neutral pelvis at the bottom. Bring your hands back behind your head. Interlace your fingers. The elbows are in your periphery vision. Bring one leg at a time up to tabletop. Knees and feet are together. The knees are over the hips. Exhale, lift your head and chest. Inhale, hold your lift. Exhale, extend your right leg long. Inhale, bring it into center. Exhale, left leg goes long. Inhale, center. Exhale, extend. Inhale, center. Exhale, extend. Move your legs with control. Each time you extend, use your hamstrings and your quads, the front and backs of your thighs, to extend the leg fully before you bring it back to center. Keep your belly button drawing in towards your spine, working the stability of the torso, keeping a consistent lift of your head and chest, keeping your lift all the way up to the bottom of your shoulder blades. Let's do one more on each side here. Come to center, lower down, set one foot down and then the other. We'll bring our arms back down by our sides. Exhale, imprint your low back into the mat. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Holding your lift here, we'll keep the pelvis level and exhale, lift your right leg up to tabletop. Inhale, lower the leg down. Exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Try not to let that right hip drop down as you lift and lower the leg. We'll do 2 more on the side. Set your foot down. Check with your pelvis. Make sure it's level. And then exhale, lift your left leg up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep your pelvis level. Working those hamstrings on the right leg to keep the lift of your hips. We'll do 1 more here. Set the foot down and roll down. 1 vertebrae at a time, back down onto your mat. Neutral pelvis at the bottom. Hands back behind your head. Interlace your fingers, elbows in the periphery vision. Soften your ribs. Draw your belly in towards your spine. Check that your pelvis is still neutral. Lift 1 leg at a time to tabletop. Exhale, lift your head and chest. Inhale, hold. Exhale, take your right leg long. Rotate your upper body to the left. Inhale, center, left leg long. Rotate to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate and extend. Strong work down the front of the belly to keep your consistent lift. Working the obliques as we rotate the upper body. Again, try to work your hamstrings and your quads to get a full extension of each leg. Try to keep your lift consistent, staying up just to the bottom of your shoulder blades. Use your breath. We'll do 1 more on each side. Come to center, set your feet down 1 at a time, lower your head down, and roll onto your right side. Check with your alignment here. Your pelvis should be stacked, your shoulders stacked. Engage through your under obliques so the spine is in a nice long alignment. The hand is out front for balance. Squeeze your legs together and bring them just a little bit forward of center. From here, exhale, lift both legs. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Our focus is on our obliques. We're working the side body just into the front a little bit here as well. Push your bottom leg up into your top leg. Let your bottom obliques help support the movement. Hand is out front for balance if you have any wiggling at all going on. If you are completely stable and want an added challenge, you can bring your hand to the top of your leg, or bring your arm up to the ceiling. We'll do 3 more, and 2, and 1. Lower down. Bring your top foot to the floor in front of you. If this is too much on your hip, you can also bring your knee to the floor. Once you're here, draw your top hip away from you, keeping the pelvis as stacked as you can. Flex your bottom foot and lift and lower your bottom leg, working the inner thigh. Try to keep your head in line with your spine throughout the side body work. Toes continue to draw towards the body, dorsiflexion of the foot. We'll do 3, and 2, and 1. Lowering down. Match your legs and bring your knees out in front. Continue to stack the pelvis and keep your under obliques engaged. Your top leg will come in line with the body. Rotate your whole leg down towards the floor. So internal rotation, the toes and the knees sink to the floor here. Lift and lower your leg. We're working the side of the bottom. Keep the top hip drawing away from your armpit. Bottom oblique supporting the spine. We'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the leg in line with your hip, and then leg comes forward. Drop your toes to the floor, lift the leg and bring it back. So we go forward and down, up and back, forward, down, up and back. We're working the side of the bottom. Try to keep your pelvis stable throughout the movement. Continue to work the length of your spine so we're supportive with both sides of the obliques. We'll do 3, and 2, and 1 more. And bringing the leg back forward on the diagonal, toes still down towards the floor, lift up, up, up. We'll do 3, 2, 1 here. Lower the leg, give the bottom a little massage if it needs it, and then push yourself up to a seat and bring your legs to the other end of your mat. Laying down on your left side. The bottom arm is long, the head rests down, the hand is out front for balance. We squeeze the legs together, stack the pelvis, stack the shoulders, bring the legs just forward of center, and then exhale, lift. And inhale, hover your legs. Exhale, lift, inhale, hover. Working the side body once again, other side. You should feel this through the side of your obliques down into the front of the belly a little bit. If your pelvis cannot be stacked, I'd rather that your top hip rock a little bit back than rock forward. So we put the work into the abdominals rather than into the lower back. We'll do 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, bring your top foot to the floor in front of you or knee. Flex your bottom foot, draw the toes towards the body, and then lift and lower, inner thigh. Keep those under obliques supporting. We'll do 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, match your legs. Bend your knees, bring them out front, top leg in line with the body. Rotate your leg towards the floor. The knee and the toes sink down. Lift and lower here. We're working the side of the bottom. Continue to keep your top hip drawing away from you and supporting the spine with those under obliques. We'll do 3, 2, 1. Leg in line with the hip. Take the leg forward and then drop the toes. Lift and bring it back. Leg goes forward, down, up, and back, keeping the work in the side of the bottom. Try to keep your pelvis stable. So no wiggling around with the hips. Keep your under obliques strong, top hip drawing away from the armpit. We'll do one more here. Bring the leg back forward on the diagonal and then little pulses up, up, up. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Give a little massage if it's needed. Roll onto your back and bring your left ankle across your right knee for a figure 4 stretch. Flex your left ankle, and then you have the choice of leaving your right foot on the floor or drawing the right leg towards you. Undo your legs and switch sides. Right ankle across the left knee, keeping that right ankle flexed. Option to draw the leg in as much as feels good. Undo your legs. Set your feet down onto the floor and roll onto your belly. Begin by pointing your toes so that the tops of your feet can rest onto the floor. Squeeze your legs together. We'll tuck the pelvis just a tiny, tiny bit to get those abs engaged. And then squeeze your palms into the sides of your thighs. Your arms should feel like they're working. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Tuck your chin and link them through the back of your neck. Now we'll inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So as we lift and lower here, we're working between the shoulder blades. We're working into the midsection of the back, but you shouldn't be working your lower back here. So keep that belly drawing in. Keep the movement smaller if you need to. Maybe imagining scraping the crown of your head against an imaginary wall in front of you. We'll do 3, and 2, and 1. Bring your hands by your face, push yourself back into a child's pose. Knees together or apart, arms in front or by your sides, whatever is most comfortable for you to lengthen in your lower back. Make your way to all fours and then down onto your forearms. Interlace your fingers. We'll take the right leg long and then lift and lower the bottom leg. We're lifting and lowering the right leg here, focusing on the glutes and the hamstrings. Push the floor gently away with your elbows and try not to sink into your shoulders. Also, this movement comes from the hip joint, so try not to rock into your lower back. One more on this side. Lower the leg down, switch legs. Your left leg goes long, lift and lower the leg. Working the hamstrings and the glutes. Keeping the pelvis stable, no movement in the lumbar spine, shoulders strong. We'll do 3, 2, and 1, lowering the leg down. Knees under the hips, come up onto your hands, hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, sink your tailbone down towards the floor and round your lower back. Inhale, extend your shoulder blades down your back and open your chest. Exhale, rounding the lower back. Inhale, arching in the upper back. Pilates cat-cow focuses more on extending the spine in the opposite direction of its natural curvature. So try not to sink into your lower back. Instead, use your abdominals to round through the lumbar spine, dripping the tailbone down, and then open your collarbones, neutral pelvis. Try not to sink into your lower back as you extend in the upper spine. Come to a neutral spine. Step one foot back and then the other, coming into a plank. We'll hold here for 30 seconds. Breathing, push the floor gently away to create a little space between your shoulder blades. Keep your belly drawing in. Try to stack your heels over the balls of your feet, your shoulders over your wrists. Option to be on your forearms here if your wrists do not like this. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees, child's pose again, this time focusing on lengthening your shoulders. Let the shoulders rest. We'll come forward and then make your way to a seat on your bottom with your legs out in front of you. Your feet should be about shoulder width apart, toes drawing towards the body. Sit up tall. If this is a lot on your hamstrings or your hip flexors, then please bend your knees a little bit. Bring your arms out in front of you, palms are facing one another, shoulders are down the back. Feel like there's a rope coming up through the crown of your head, all the way through your spine, and you're lengthening upward. Exhale, nod your head forward, roll forward using your abdominal muscles. Inhale, take your stretch just a little bit further, and then exhale, use your back muscles to roll back up. Inhale, sit up tall. Imagine there's a beach ball sitting on your lap. Exhale, nod your head forward, roll forward, rounding your belly over that imaginary beach ball and lengthening your spine. Inhale, small stretch. Exhale, roll back up. Inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, rolling forward. Inhale, taking that stretch, and exhale, rolling back up. Stretching your spine each time you roll forward. Lengthening the body. Exhaling, rolling back up. Lead with your head and your neck. Use your abdominals. Use your back muscles to roll up and let your neck and head come up last. One more here, please, rolling forward. Stretching and rolling back up. We'll drop the hands. Thank you so much, everyone. That is your Pilates class for today. I hope you have a wonderful day.